Hello my friends, Greg Clowminzer here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how to radically increase your income. But really the big idea or the subheading would be how to radically increase your income by fearlessly serving others. So I came up with 10 what I call stop doing and start doing. When I think about coaching, a lot of times coaching, when people are in the game, they don't have time to, the coach doesn't have time to sit down and work with the individual like they do in practice or training. So a lot of time the coach is pulling the player off to the side and say, stop doing this, start doing that, get back in the game. So that's really kind of the idea about this video, is give you some starts and stops that you can consider to radically increase your income. And really the big idea here is really to fearlessly serve others. So a lot of people in business, professionals, entrepreneurs, whether it's a owner of a business trying to ramp up sales, or somebody trying to get more speaking gigs or more consulting gigs, or somebody a mortgage broker who wants to close more loans, or a realtor who wants to sell more houses, or a dentist who wants to see more patients or have more referral partners. The principles apply universally across the board. So number one is stop trying to please people and start serving people. And so I've probably been as guilty as anyone of moving into what I call the pleasing role, really trying to create rapport and getting stuck in that and trying to create a friend, wanting people to like me or trust me. And although there's value in rapport building, that's kind of old school in terms of a sales approach. And if you have an opportunity to engage, or you've created an opportunity to engage with a person, you have a real opportunity to distinguish yourself from other people in your industry or other conversations they're having with your competitors. And it's simply about your willingness to be fearless and bold with them, asking them questions and going deeper with them than anybody else has gone with them. So here's where the fearlessness comes up. You've got to be fearless. You've got to take the attention off of yourself, which will be one of the other points I talk about here. But you've got to let go of what people are going to think about you, or whether they're going to like you, or whether it's going to make them happy or not. Because a lot of times when we're really serving people, sometimes we need to have uncomfortable conversations. And that's really where breakthrough and really where we can be the greatest service to others is often having uncomfortable conversations or asking very bold questions, and just our willingness to engage with people and have a conversation, a higher quality of conversation than the average person would have with them. So stop pleasing and start serving. You know, serving a lot of times is having a high quality of attention on someone, not yourself, not your products, not your services, but one of the ways we can really serve people is giving them a high quality of our attention. And so often that looks like good eye contact and a very strong presence, being very attentive. And it's an opportunity to pick up subtle body movements or expressions and things that, again, we can go deeper in and exploring with prospects or clients and things and customers. One of the things you may want to do is ask yourself, I know that I've spent a considerable amount of time asking, what is being of service to someone? And I encourage you to think about, what does it mean to truly serve another? You know, when I've sat in this consideration, one of the greatest ways we can serve others is through our listening. Just listen to people. Ask a well thought out question, listen, and stay with the same question and go deeper and deeper and help people get to the truth of the matter. This is often how we can serve people. But I invite you to journal and take some time and ask yourself, what really serves people? Number two, stop focusing on yourself. If you want to radically increase your income, then stop focusing on yourself, your product, and your service, and start focusing on other people. Help them discover the biggest problems they have. Whether it's a problem of not knowing what's next for them in life or with their business, or lack of direction, or they have a problem with sales, or they have a problem with, quite frankly, anything. And get in there and see if you can help them solve their problem. This is to be of service. Help people identify a problem and solve it. I was just working with somebody the other day who's going through a career transition. In fact, I've talked to several people here in the last week. And the rule of thumb I use, somebody's coming to me, they are looking for a position as a VP or director of an organization, now that they've got their MBA, and they have some big income goals, $250,000 a year ideally. And so what I told them is you need to find out and go be in a conversation with someone or an organization that has a $2.5 million problem. You see, in most cases, many people won't think twice about investing 10% of the problem they have in order to fix it. I mean, just think about it. If you had a $2.5 million problem and I could help solve that, would you be willing to invest $250,000 into it? Of course you would. It makes sense. So stop focusing on yourself. Start focusing on others. Help them identify their problems, their concerns, needs, areas that they want to improve, and help them solve that. Next, number three is stop being so serious. So I'm pretty guilty of this one throughout my own personal history. I've been known to be kind of intense and serious, and so we want to really shift from being so serious about what we do, coaching or speaking or our products and services, and we just want to lighten up around the whole thing. So stop being so serious about what you do and lighten up. This reminds me of a conversation I had with my coach many years ago, and helped me kind of lighten up around my approach to coaching. And he said something really powerful to me. I'll never forget it. And he said, "Greg, you're just a coach." And how that landed on me, it landed on me as a lightening up. Like, for whatever reason, I was taking on this role of relationship as a coach as a burden. Like, I was taking on all of their problems. And I'm just a coach. I'm just there to ask questions, to listen, to offer them my feedback and my advice, to help point out their strengths, to shed light on perhaps their blind spots. But I'll never forget when my coach said, "Greg, you're just a coach." And it really helped me lighten up. So stop being so serious in whatever you do and lighten up. You're just fill in the blank. The next one, stop doing and start doing, is stop consuming so much information. As I see it, there's really two people out there. There's people who are consuming and people who are creating. Or another way to say it is there's people who are consuming information and there's people who are transforming themselves. And so what I would encourage you to do is put down the books, put down the information, the PDFs, the newspaper, the feeds that you're subscribing to. And start working on yourself. Start working on yourself. So this is another big idea. If you want to radically improve, increase your income, then you got to get away from information overload and really transform who you are and how you're showing up in the world. And transformation and working on yourself is not about more information. In fact, it's the opposite. Information is putting things in, and in many cases, transformation or true education is taking things out or emptying. So working on yourself can look like meditation, it can look like journaling, it can look like a lot of different modalities, but you want to stop gorging yourself with more and more information and start looking at yourself and going inside and doing the work necessary in order to radically increase your income. The next tip here is stop being stationary and start getting your butt moving. All right. So if we're too stationary, we're static. You know, a body at rest stays at rest. A body in motion stays in motion. And the same thing is if we're too sedentary, if we're spending too much time on the computer, if we're reading too much, if we're just sitting still, we're going to really be stuck energetically. And so one of the best things you can do is just get out and move, exercise, walk, go do yoga, go for a run, do P90X, whatever the case may be, but get your body moving to improve your creativity. You know, I'll never forget many years ago, before coaching was really born, I was working with a therapist at the time. It was a time when I was in commercial investment real estate. And I got stuck in this sedentary, show up at the office at 9, leave at 7 in the evening, and I'm in the office all day long. Go to lunch, come back, sitting in a chair, sitting in a computer, basically in an office all day. And my counselor at the time, or therapist at the time, said, "What do you love to do?" And I grew up surfing, and so what he challenged me to do is to break my day up, go surf, and then come back. And I tell you, it made a huge difference. When I came back, my productivity went through the roof. The level of engagement and the ease in talking to people and being of service went through the roof. I'll never forget that. So stop being so sedentary and start moving and getting into your body and moving your energy around, and then be of service to people. People feel that. People feel it when you engage them and you've been sitting around all day versus being alive and engaging in them from that place. The next one is stop waiting and start asking for what you want. Again, this is one that I've been guilty of. I've often kind of hid behind my virtue of being patient, a very patient person, only to realize that it was just me kind of waiting and avoiding taking charge for my life. And when I started asking for what I wanted, my whole life changed. So the big idea here is stop waiting for things to show up, clients to show up, things to get better, and start making requests and asking for what you want or what you need, or the requirements or the resources or the help or the support in order to succeed. The next tip here is stop making others wrong. Stop making others wrong and start making others right. What I mean by this is that so many people argue over stuff that really doesn't mean anything or is not even important. But these little arguments that we have, or these judgments, subtle or obvious, create a disconnect from ourselves and others. So if you want to really start to increase your income, stop making people wrong and start making people right. The right to their opinion, the right to their view, and don't pick fights with people. So, refrain from arguing and listen and see if you can really try to understand another person's point of view and add to that rather than to dismiss it or invalidate it or whatever. Again, one of the big ideas that I've struggled with, again, my coach many years ago pointed out very nicely to me, but nonetheless pointed out to me how I habitually made others wrong. And this was a real game changer for me to really see how I make other people wrong. Whether I verbalize it or not, there's still this notion of making people wrong. And so a big part of my practice was shifting and really making people, like consciously making them right. In the beginning, even if I could see that they weren't right, or I thought that there was that they were missing something, I really stayed in and I put on my pair of glasses called Make People Right. And it took me a long time to really see the perfection and really the rightness of others. So stop making people wrong and start making people right. The next big idea here is stop making money something that it's not. Stop making money bad, good, evil, right, wrong, whatever it is. Be willing to let go of your stories around money. So many of us have innocent beliefs around money. We've heard the tales of money doesn't grow on trees, or money is the root of all evil, or whatever it is. And so stop making money wrong, evil, or bad, and really just let go of all your stories around money. And start creating a new attitude around money called no attitude. Okay? So start creating an attitude around money of no attitude, or what I would say, just no charge. We could also use the tip I talked about earlier to lighten up around money. It's just money. It's just money. We want to keep our energy as light as we can around money, as neutral as we can around money. So many people, myself included, have a lot of charge around money, a lot of charge. And so you want to let go, you want to stop, you want to let go of all your charge around money, and you want to create a new relationship, a new attitude with money called no attitude, no charge, and just lighten up. It's just money. Number 9 is stop helping yourself and start helping others. So I liken this to going to a party and going to the hors d'oeuvres and rushing in to help yourself and get the hors d'oeuvres. Stop doing that and start being the host and making sure everybody else has hors d'oeuvres, would be the analogy. So stop focusing on yourself of what you can get and really start focusing on what you can give and how you can help. I see this a lot with people, professionals who go to networking groups. They show up from a place of what's in it for me, what can I get, and the truly great networkers are people who are there to be of service, to show up from a give, to really show up from how can I help and how can I be of service. So if you want your income to go up, be of service. Stop trying to get and start trying to give, or stop trying to help yourself to the buffet and start making sure you help others get to the buffet. Number 10 is stop complaining and start creating. As I see it, there's really only two people in the world. There's really the whiners or the complainers, and the creators or the authors of their life. So stop being a complainer, a blamer, a whiner. This is what happened to me. This is what's happening to me is typically the language of the whiner or the complainer. The creator or the author is, this is what I'm making happen. This is what I'm creating. This is what I'm choosing. This is what I want. This is what my intention is. And so the author is consistently creating their lives versus the whiner is really the victim and at the whim of life. All right. So again, the 10 tips: stop pleasing and start serving others. Number 2, stop focusing on yourself, start focusing on others. Number 3, stop being so serious and lighten up. Number 4, stop the information gorging and overwhelm and start working on yourself, working on transformation. Number 5, stop being so sedentary and start moving your body. Get your butt moving. Number 6, stop waiting and start asking for what you want. Number 7, stop making others wrong and start making others right. Number 8 is stop making money dirty, evil, bad, or good for that matter, and start a new attitude around money called no attitude around money, or just keeping it neutral and keeping it light. It's just money. Number 9, stop helping yourself first and start helping others first. And number 10, stop whining and complaining and start creating and become the author of your own financial freedom and life. All right, this is Greg Clowminzer. Please leave your comments below. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and wishing you much wealth and prosperity in the coming year. Thank you so much.